Today at Commander Replay, we check out this Jirina Kudro human aggro list and find out who can survive when I drop a coat of arms. Next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, in addition to my TCG affiliate player link, I now have an affiliate link with Flipside Gaming, an LGS from my hometown. You can use the promo code REPLAY to save 10% on your next order over $10. Both affiliate links are in the description below. Well, welcome back everyone, playing some Jirina Kudro today, and we are playing some Mardu Human Tribal, and this is going to be more of an aggro humans list. Take a look at this opening hand. 2 lands, not the best, not a lot of colors, yeah, I'm mulligan that. Into Soul Ring, a bunch of lands, not a ton else, but a Conjurer's Closet, I think that's worth it, let's keep. Potentially exile 2 things. Conjurer's Closet, Fiend Hunter could be a little bit of fun. Here's that super awkward turn 1 Bojuka Bog. I haven't been playing that many black decks lately, so I haven't run into that in a while, but it is a thing that exists. And we will be facing a Horde of Notions deck today, which very much uses their graveyard, so I'm going to try to hold off on this thing as long as humanly possible. I'm hoping we can find some card draws so that I can hold that land for a while, or like a Gift of Estates or something. Brings it to our turn 1. There's an Odric Master Tactician. Let's just get the Badlands in and the Soul Ring. Maybe we could have gone for the Plains just on the off chance that we hit double white, but oops. It is, in fact, an off chance. So taking a look at what we're playing Jirina Kudro, is 1 in Mardu for a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 human soldier creature token for each time you've cast it from the command zone this game, and other humans you control get +2/+0, which is pretty good Anthem effect. 1/1, in my opinion, doesn't usually make that much of a difference for a lot of situations. 2/0 is actually pretty good. You can do a lot with 2 power. Your 1/1s become 3/1s, and that matters a lot more in combat. You start talking about extra combats or double strike, that's quite a bit of damage. So 2/0, a very nice Anthem. In the ETB effect, pretty cool also. It's nice in that if you have to keep casting your commander as the game goes long, that ability does scale up and you keep getting more and more creatures, so that is a really nice thing. Mana Crypt for opponent, they did Enlightened Tutor on the end step for that Mana Crypt, and they're going to get themselves a Thaumatic Compass. I'm actually pretty jealous of that play. I wouldn't mind doing the same thing myself. Mana Crypt into Thaumatic Compass can get you a lot of lands. Here comes a Shadow Spear. Yeah, that's pretty good one also. Could mess with some of our protection spells. It's not ideal. And they had themselves a pretty good turn right there. Arcane Signet for the Alela opponent. There's a Waves of Aggression. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, the lands are still a little bit slow. I guess get the Plains right here, start working toward those double white costs that we have. Next turn we can potentially get our commander. We can also potentially get the Conjurer's Closet. The way the board's looking right now, I'd probably go commander first, then Conjurer's Closet. Opponent's going to crack a Panorama, sure. So yeah, I had the chance to play Jirina Kudro on livestream the other day, and that video should be posted for you guys to view on YouTube if you want. But had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoyed the commander. I thought it just does a lot of nice things for its mana cost. The deck you can build around it, I think, is pretty solid. The fact that it brings bodies with it when you cast it, I think, alleviates some of the problems associated with, like, a go-wide tribal deck, because I've tried, like, Mardu Knights and other Mardu go-wide decks enough times to know that, like, they struggle. They struggle a lot. So the fact that the commander itself makes some additional bodies alleviates the fact that you don't need to, like, cast 5 creatures to have 5 creatures in play. So that is a really nice thing. And yeah, like I said, I just had a lot of fun playing it on stream, so I wanted to do a normal video on it, and that's what we're doing today. Opponent activates the Compass, gets themselves a Plains, sure. Let's take a look at what our opponents are playing today. First up, we have 5-color Bad Stuff piloting Horde of Notions. This is an Elemental Reanimator deck. We've seen this deck in the past, and it absolutely schooled me the last time that I saw it. Basically, we didn't have graveyard removal, and they just did the thing. Got a million lands into play. What's that crazy one? The Simic one? Can't think of the name of it now. Pretty wild in that deck. Risen Reef, that's the card. Really did a lot of work, and you have to be careful that one in that deck for sure. So while I was talking, Alela, Artful Provocateur comes into play, and that'll bring it back to our turn. We draw a coat of arms. Well, it's not looking great on that Bojuka Bog right there. Cast our commander. We'll have 1 left floating. Not much to do with it. And we'll get an ETB for 1 token. The token is a 3/1, and we will pass like that. Anyway, yeah, Horde of Notions, really cool. Elemental Reanimator. I started building one on my own a while back. It never made it to video, and hopefully someday it will, because it's a pretty cool commander. And they do cast an Arcane Signet, so getting that color fixing going. Also interesting, the last time we faced this deck, they had like mostly basics in the deck. They didn't have a fancy mana base, and it was surprisingly consistent given that it's 5 colors, so I was pretty impressed with that. So nice job by them to get all their mana fixing, even though using a lot of basic lands in a 5-color deck. So pretty cool. Moving on from that, we have Misery Loves Company piloting Kemba Kha Regent. Should be fun. I haven't seen a good Kemba deck in a long time. In general, Voltron decks have gotten better. I mean, like, everything has gotten better over the past, like, 5 years or so, because there's just more powerful cards now. But I'm interested to see what they got going with this Kemba. It's been a long time since I've seen a Kemba deck in action, so, you know, we got some new stuff like Shadow Spear, nice cheap equipment, does a lot of nice things. Got this Thaumatic Compass to alleviate some of the value and land problems that mono white tends to have. And they suited up. Now they've got a 3/5 with lifelink and trample, and they're going to get some 2/2s on their upkeep. All seems pretty good. And finally, we do have one pickup opponent in the game, piloting the Alela deck, as we mentioned. And Alela, some sort of cast a lot of artifacts and enchantments, get some fairies kind of deck. Could be, don't know exactly what they're on, could be like a flying tribal kind of thing. This is supposed to be a no combo game. You're always kind of rolling the dice when you have pickup opponents, so we'll see how true that holds. But they do cast themselves some Lightning Greaves and a Signet and get themselves some 2/1 flyers, yeah. So going to be a flying army over there. Probably not great for us in the sense of, you know, we're going to have a lot of low toughness creatures that they'll also have a lot of creatures that they can block with, and they'll probably all trade. So that's not like super ideal for what we're doing. But also probably not great for like this coat of arms type of thing. We draw a Zulaport Cutthroat. It sucks, but I think I'm going to hold this Bajuka Bog. Like, you know, every bone in my body says like lands are the most important thing in Commander, but I know that we need this for this Horde of Notions. So that being the case, I guess we just play this Conjurer's Closet. Unfortunately, didn't really catch much of the value portion of our deck. Any of the card draw. We've got some stuff open. I think I'm going to leave the 3/1 back. Actually, no, because when we blink Jirina, we'll get another thing. Well, we're not sending it into Kemba. Do we send it all at the... Yeah, I guess let's just take the damage while it's there, right? That's kind of one of my mottos, and that's like a big thing, is if you have a bunch of damage on board, don't hold back and do nothing, because board wipes happen. There are a lot of ways that you can lose that damage. Okay, so my goal is to use this Conjurer's Closet trigger. I forget how this works now. There's no choice to go to exile. Hopefully everything works the way it's supposed to right here, because the old way that this used to work was not intuitive, but at least I knew what it was. Now I haven't really... I don't think I've sent my commander to exile since they made the update here, so... use the Conjurer's Closet. Hey, it came back the way it was supposed to. Fantastic. So another trigger for the Jirina, and we'll get ourselves a 3/1 blocker. Yeah, pretty good. Seems pretty good. Take a quick peek over at the deck list real quick. We do have Gift of Estates in here. No land tax. Land tax kind of not the best on Magic Online. You usually draw too many lands afterwards. We don't have the double white for Knight of the White Orchid. Sword of the Animus would be reasonable. Dowsing Dagger, Signets would all be good. Really just looking for anything that'll make colored mana. Yeah, looking for most of our 2-drops in this moment. A Gilded Lotus would be okay. Here comes that Horde of Notions. Probably going to be none too happy about the fact that I just hit them for 6. Gonna swing into the Alela opponent, sure. Appreciate them not coming back our way. Hopefully understanding that, you know, we were just taking the free damage. They didn't have a blocker, so, you know, chip them down a little bit. Not trying to start a blood feud. Mana Crypt and Kemba Kha Regent. Yep. So opponent's going to get to make a 2/2. So everyone kind of playing a lot of tokens. A lot of tokens this game. We're going to have humans, Kemba's going to have cats, and Alela's going to have fairies. That would make something like Iroas a pretty solid card to draw into at some point. Hopefully we can find our way into that. Stoneforge Mystic. Yep, it's a pretty good one. Just got reprinted. Hoping the price comes down. I have one copy with this art, and I have one copy of the original art. I think I like the original art better, quite honestly. I feel like the character in that image is very iconic. Also, the fact that it's just got, like, swords in the image, which is very telling of most of what I like to be doing, so... There's a Tome of Legends for opponent. Yeah, pretty cool card. Good card draw for mono white, especially if you're planning to be aggressive. And they're going to Enlighten Tutor on... Actually, whose Enlighten Tutor is that? This is the Alela's Enlighten Tutor, so they're just doing it before the end step. Going for a Rhystic Study. Oh, yeah, the card draw. The card draw. And opponent's going to draw with the Tome of Legends. Yep. So one thing that you can do with this deck, you can build it a little bit more aristocrats if you want to, and certainly wouldn't fault you for doing so. There's probably a very happy mixture of combining your aristocrats elements with your aggro elements. This is only the second time I'm playing the deck, so, I don't have that formula worked out just yet, but it's 100% a direction you can go in, just that's not so much my bread and butter. I prefer to turn things sideways and turn them sideways repeatedly if I can. So Alela takes the hit from the Kemba Kha Regent, goes down to 34, and here comes the Rhystic Study. Yeah, Rhystic Study's pretty good. Empyrean Eagle coming in. Ooh, yeah, okay. Them tokens getting big. Kind of glad we didn't attack them. Hopefully the 3/2s swing the other way. And that they do. 1 to each opponent. And Alela our way, so it'll be commander damage on us. Doesn't have vigilance, they do tap out quite a bit. I would love to get a second white right here so we get the Fiend Hunter and probably just start exiling some of the tokens, honestly. That's an Adriana. Well, it's not the white mana we were hoping for, that's for sure. It is an interesting card, though. I guess we're playing an Adriana. I mean, the other thing we could do, we could play a Zulaport Cutthroat. Zulaport Cutthroat doesn't have a ton of value yet. We have a few creatures in play. But once the board gets really crowded, then it's Zulaport time. Into the Rhystic Study. Yep, can't pay for it. Would love for someone to Makokoro or Howling Mine or something. We are getting stuck on lands, and that is not a way to win a game of Commander. How big will this be? This will be a 5/5? Okay, yeah, I don't think opponent can block it. So I think we're just going to attack everyone right here. Spread it around because of the melee ability. Melee will trigger 3 times. Yep, melee is pretty good. We have Waves of Aggression in hand, too. So if someone doesn't play a board wipe in this next cycle, we can potentially, do a lot of damage, maybe even take someone out, depending on blockers. So we eat a token from opponent. The other 2 opponents take the damage. We're going to Conjurer's Closet on Jirina. That'll untap it and get us another token. Actually, no, we still don't have the double white. If we can get double white, we can at least get Odric at some point, too. Odric will be a little bit slow because no haste, but the unblockable or, turn it into removal as you see fit is a really good ability once you can trigger it. That's a Fire Shrieker. Well, opponent can only attack one person. Let's see who they want to go after. Horde of Notion's also a pretty good Voltron commander if you want it to be. Vigilance, Trample, Haste is a lot of good keywords. Suits up the Fire Shrieker. Yep, you got a 5/5 with Double Strike. Also Trample and Vigilance. Probably won't be attacking that way anymore. That's a pretty good blocker. Oh, coming our way. Blah. Well, if that's how they want to play it, then what's this going to be? 10 commander? I guess we're taking 10 commander. There's a lot of value to our tokens with the cards we have at this moment. Down to 25. Mana Crypt and Kemba trigger. I guess the problem is if we try to swing everything into Horde of Notions, we'll lose 2 creatures and probably our best 2 creatures. So unless our follow-up play is a board wipe, maybe not. Opponent's going to drop in an equipment with the Stoneforge Mystic. Yep. It's a Hammer of Nazan. That's a pretty good one. Shuts off many board wipes. Going to put it on the Kemba, of course. Man, there's a lot of lifelink rolling around this table, and lifelink is pretty valuable, given that everyone's just kind of doing the aggro thing at this moment. Mace of the Valiant. +1/+1 for each charge counter on it. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a charge counter on it. That's interesting, but it's just less good than Blackblade Reforged. Unless you're doing something there's probably some like weird combo-y things you could do in like green-white, but in general, I would just go Blackblade Reforged. Now maybe they're running all of them, and that's probably true because, Kemba equipment deck, sure. But it does get a free equip, and that's pretty sweet. You know what? In Kemba, that does kind of make sense because they've got 3 equipments on there. If they untap with everything, that's going to be 3 tokens, and that'll be +3. Again, still slower than Blackblade, but, as a second copy, not terrible. I see the synergy with Kemba, so I'd probably run it in this deck before I run it in many other decks. And yeah, it's got a lot of keywords also. A lot of keywords flying around this table. Gonna send that over to the Alela. See who wants to blink with a board wipe first. I wouldn't be excited about losing our stuff, but I would also like to get the problems out of play, because there are many. There's the Bajuka Bog. Hits the Horde of Notions. Ooh, that's an Ethereal Absolution. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Creatures your opponents control get -. Ooh. -1/-1 is bad. That's gonna hurt. We're gonna lose all of our tokens. That is not ideal. So our damage is gone. We have only Jirina and Adriana left. Ugh. That's not great. That's not great. Probably almost like forces us into Coat of Arms, but we got a 4/4 coming our way. Opponent splits the other ones between the other two players. Yep. We need some ramp. We need a lot of things. Dousing Dagger, I think, would be a pretty good card in this moment. A land is a start. We do have 2 basics, so it will enter untapped. So that is nice. Let's get that going. Question is what to do. We can still get like some reasonable damage if we swung everything into the Alela. But I don't know that it like does that much for us. You know what? Like, we don't have anything else going, really, so I think I'm going to try the Coat of Arms play, because it means that someone's either going to have to kill Alela, blow up the Coat of Arms, or wipe the board. So, might as well try, right? So, here comes Coat of Arms. Into the Rhystic Study, we do have 1 mana left over, so we can pay for it. Pay for the Rhystic Study. Yep, the fairies are huge. I don't think we're attacking that way. I don't know that we're really attacking anywhere. Not really looking to make enemies with Kemba at the moment. So I think I'm just going to chill, and we'll get a human, and the human will actually be able to survive. So this is like one of those weird king-making plays that, like, you king-make someone else, and if your opponents have answers, sometimes it really backfires for that player. So that's what I'm going for here. That's not always a line that's going to work out for you, but that's what I'm attempting right here, because we just don't have anything else that we can do, really. So blink Jirina at the end step with the Conjurer's Closet, and we get a 4/2. We've got a token. Opponent's going to draw 2 cards with a Curier's Capsule. Yep. Come on, Blasphemous Act. Soul Ring into the Rhystic Study. Pays for the Rhystic Study, so no Blasphemous Act. Puts it up to Kemba. 5 cards in hand. I tweeted last week, quote, "Does anyone still run board wipes? I feel like I'm the only one still running board wipes." And this would be why. It's turn 6. A board wipe should happen right here, and it has yet to happen. And in that tweet, you know, people responded with how many board wipes they run, and I often heard answers like 2 or 3, 3 or 4. I'm like, that's not enough to draw one reliably when you need to draw one, especially if you're not running black and, like, all of the tutors. Because this is a board wipe situation, and it's not like someone's already spent one and, like, you know, they used the one they had. No, there just haven't been any. It is turn 7, so, like, you know, in most games, you need to wipe the board by now because powerful things do happen. Kemba gets a trigger, and Mana Crypt trigger. That's going to trigger Mace of the Valiant 3 times. Kemba's now an 11/11. Yep, it's pretty good. I guess either someone will have an answer or the game will end really quickly is the situation that we're in. Opponent's going to tap the Stoneforge Mystic once again. Does this thing have trample? It does have trample. Oh, that's a Sword of Kaldra. Oh my. That's a real card. So Kemba's going to get +5/+5, and whenever it deals damage to a creature, exile that creature. Now, it's one of those weird things that doesn't happen immediately. There's like a separate trigger. So like if it dies as a part of combat first, it doesn't exile, which is something weird that I found out. But it is a 16/16 with many keywords on it. Oh, that's a Trailblazer's Boots. Opponent's got 8 damage from the Kemba, so... Oh, are they 1 short? They're 1 short, really. No, they have the hammer. They have the hammer. That'll free equip. So this will probably kill the Alela. Kemba Kha Regent going into the Alela. Tome of Legends will trigger. It's 16. It can't be blocked. Non-basic land walk. They have a non-basic land. Well, Alela's gone down, and that problem has been solved, but we've created new problems in that time. Vanquisher's Banner, not really what I was looking for. Guess we play the Vanquisher's Banner. Choosing human. Oh man, I'm gonna play the Bajuka Bog right here. Like, I really wanted to hold this thing, but we just need to get lands into play. We've been missing lands for a while. I have no idea how we're getting out of this, by the way. Like, the plan is there isn't really a plan. Hopefully Elementals deals with it. That's the plan I'm going on right here. Conjurer's Closet, blink Jirina. Get another token. So, I mean, Conjurer's Closet been pretty good in this deck. Definitely enjoying that. We get a 7/5. 7/5's not terrible, but I guess there's an army of 6/6s and an unblockable 17 that will get bigger. Actually, it will be one-shot lethal. It's funny that when I say mid-power games, people also don't bring removal. And I get that, like, if you're playing mid-power, you don't need, like, 47 board wipes, but 1. A board wipe. Problem here is that it's got to be something that deals with Indestructible. And that is a small subset of cards. Oh, that's an Avenger of Zendikar. Well, take your pick. Opponent's going to get their choice of who they want to kill. What do they think is scarier? Opponent plays a land that's going to trigger the Avenger's Zendikar. Kemba will draw a card with Tome of Legends in response. They're going to crack a Terramorphic Expanse, so those elementals getting pretty big probably means they need to go that way. Because now there's an army of... What are these going to be? 7/8, I think, when this is all done. Opponent said, I knew adding these 5 non-basic lands would get me in trouble. Yep. Usually it's not that big of a deal, but, you know, Voltron decks do like their Trailblazers boots. That's a Mana Crypt and a Kemba Kha Regent trigger. Yep. Opponent gets 5 tokens. That's going to be 5 Mace of the Valiant triggers. Yeah, Mace of the Valiant looking pretty good in that deck now. No removal kind of game, so a lot of things look really good when there's no removal, but... Oh my god, it's a 27/27. It's huge. Yep, well, it's certainly lethal. And an Intangible Virtue, just to make sure. Oh, there is an army of 12/12s. I don't actually know that we can survive that, so they might get us both right here. Luxodon Warhammer coming in, gonna put it on this cat with the free equip. So, Kemba into the Horde of Notions. I don't think they're gonna have anything for that, and a bunch of big stuff coming our way. This one's got Trample, so we're not gonna block that one, but we are gonna have to block the other ones. There's 3 of them, huh? Yeah, well, we have to block all 3, which means keep Adriana, I guess. Block with a token. Well, Jirina, let's see. I mean, after that, it basically just has to be board wipe. So, Jirina makes more blockers. Does any of that matter? No, not really. We can always recast Jirina. Oops, I'm doing my blocks wrong. So, block 1, block another, block another. It's got to be a board wipe, and even then, we're probably still just dead. We go down to 6. Send Jirina back to the command zone. You want to know what we're live to? We're live to a mob rule. That would be pretty funny. Sanctuary lockdown is interesting. Unfortunately, just a little bit late. Tap 2, untap humans you control. Yeah, okay. I guess play the Zulaport Cutthroat. Try to draw a card and hope that gets us to something that matters. Gets us to Athalia's Lieutenant. Nope, I don't think we're there yet. We only have 1 white. That's been a problem all game. I guess try the Thalia's Lieutenant. Problem now is we need like a white at the Fairy's protection. Gilded Lotus does not do it. That's showing up late. Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that we need to see anything else here. Yeah, just say good game. Yeah, so the problem is we drew none of the things that mattered. We did not draw things that we needed. Like this Arcane Signet. This Arcane Signet would have been incredible. So Waves of Aggression is kind of a late game play. Odric would have been cool. Actually, would have been great. We just needed another white. We need another white source. So mana fixing, a bit of an issue here. And mana fixing, historically, not the best in Mardu. You know, you play a lot of these white creatures. A lot of them have double white. And even when you're running like full fetches and all that, this deck... Oh, you know, actually, that's part of the issue. This deck is not running full fetches. That's going to cause some wackiness with the mana colors there, so that is a thing to consider. Potentially a reason to add a Chromatic Lantern into the deck. So, yeah, we needed to get to a board wipe. This deck needs more board wipes. The color fixing is a little wonky. We were live to this Helm of Possession. We could have stolen something that could have mattered. Palace... No, well, we needed the double white. Runa's Ultimatum would have been interesting, but we definitely didn't have enough colors, especially triple white. Yeah, I think we just got a little bit unlucky, and maybe it's true that we need to get like 1 or 2 more things at 2 mana here. Just anything early to kind of help fix our mana a bit more. We have Gift of Estates, probably also needs like a Thaumatic Compass or a land tax. Really make sure you're getting all the lands that you need, because we definitely missed out on that. That was super unfortunate. But yeah, basically the problem here is we just didn't generate value. Other than making the tokens. Like, when I say value, in this case, I'm meaning card draw or ramp. If we had ramped with colored mana, we had a Soul Ring, obviously, but, you know, if we got like a Sword of the Animus, Dousing Dagger down, something that kind of fixes our colors a bit, would have made life a little bit better, but yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. But haven't played a super quick game like this in a long time. I feel like a lot of the games we've been playing have been taking a really long time, so... I think this whole game was probably like 45 minutes, so not too bad. But anyway, I'm going to continue working on this Jirina deck for a little bit, and hopefully I'll get back around to it sometime soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. The 2020 GoFundMe is active. If you want to do one-on-one deck reviews with me, or get one of your decks played on video, be sure to check out the link in the description below. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below.